everybody.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Love the Real Hills.
We're back. We're better than ever, and we're so excited to have the opportunity to speak with you. It's been a minute since we've been back in the studio.
Yeah, back in the studio since last week.
And we have a great show for you today. We want you to be sure to subscribe wherever you're watching, whether you're watching it on YouTube at Dr. Chris Hill or you're watching on YouTube at Love the Real Hills. Be sure to subscribe. Those things are so small. Like the show. Likes are for free. We never ask you for money, but if you like the show, it will help with the algorithm so that more people can see what we're doing, what we're talking about, what we're about on the show. We love each other. We love the Lord. We love life. We love our children. And we love people. And we are realer than real. And today's show, this is going to be a real one.
It sure is.
It's going to be a real one. So I need you to call your homeboy, call your girlfriend, call your brother, call your mother, call everybody, and tell them to jump on tonight because it's going to get real hot. We're going to need you in these comments tonight. We're going to need you to jump in and share with us because I think we're not even doing red flags tonight.
We're not doing red flags. This topic is so deep, it's so real, and so relevant right now. So we want to jump in and be able to have as much time as possible to talk about it, discuss it, break it down, rip it to shreds, put it back together again, and really dive deep into this topic.
Okay, because we're going to talk about the intimacy. Let's talk about the currency of intimacy.
All right.
Let's talk about the currency of intimacy. One of the big things that I'm hearing about constantly, I mean, it's non-ending, is I'm hearing from men, particularly men who are in the church or church-related, that are living in a sexual desert. They are in a sexual desert. There is no sex out here, okay? They're not having sex. They're not having good sex. Here's the problem. Here's the kicker: is about 80% of the men I'm talking to are married.
Wow.
So they are in the Sahara sexually, and they are frustrated because they married to have a free and easily accessible supply of sex, and then they married this woman, and they are now in the Sahara, and they are trying to figure out how they are not gonna go dig another well. And so they're calling me, Dr. Hill, what am I supposed to do? And I mean, these men have gone months, some years, and one a decade when he has not seen no part of the honey or the moon. And they are expected, because of their Christian upbringing or their Christian positioning or their Christian belief system, to stay, quote unquote, faithful to a sexless partner. And we have a crisis. We have a serious crisis. And so here's the question that they're saying is, okay, I'm providing, I'm protecting, and when I present that to my spouse, I'm expecting that there will be some kind of sexual remuneration.
Okay, so, all right, this is good.
I told you this one right here. Call your mama. Call your mom and them, because this is the real deal. Because hidden behind Christian ethics and hidden behind a pseudo-religious rhetoric, we have a dearth of Christians having good sex. And as a result, we have men who are asking hard questions about, why should I get married then? Why, if the primary reason that men get into marriage, and women need to know that, the number one reason your husband married you was to sleep with you. The number one reason I married this woman is because I wanted to sleep with you every day and every night.
That's why you married?
Primary. Now there's
The
other
number one reason?
there's other factors, but the number one factor for marriage, because the rest can be had within the context of a good friendship.
Yeah.
Okay? So women say, well, our communication, I can communicate with you without having to pay the price of a ring or to protect or to provide. And so what happens with Christian women is they want their Christian man to turn into a woman after she marries him. Okay? So we are trying to turn him, so he signs that dotted line. He signs the marriage certificate thinking, all right, legs is open. And here we go. Here we go. I'm sliding home. And then he gets her back to the house and discovers, whoa, ain't nothing going on but the rent. And then you want to drag him to me. You want to drag him to the pastor study. And you want me to tell this guy to stay with you. And my first question is, when is the last time you guys were intimate? And because women and men have two different definitions for this, now we have a problem. Because her idea of intimate is I was able to open my heart and share with him, and we bonded on some emotional level. And his idea of intimate is intercourse. For men, intimacy equals intercourse. Okay?
We got that, ladies?
Intimacy equals, I wish I was on Sesame Street.
Intimacy equals sex.
Equals sex. Okay? Anything else is not what I asked for. You see, women want to pay, they want to change the currency after we're married. Particularly, I only see this in Christian circles. It's a big problem in Christian circles because women, they was fun. They were the freak of the week before, and then they get married, walk down an aisle, somebody like me puts a cross over their head, sends them back, and now they want to turn into the Virgin Mary. And the problem is he only got with you because you was fun. Okay, you was a fun girl, and now you want to join the PTA. Now you want to join the PTA and the prayer league, and you want to be in the league of prophetesses in the church in your white dress, and that's not who he married.
Hold on. Let me jump in here and
help
defend
us.
the women
help
just
us.
a little bit.
Help them out, girl.
I'm defending the women just a little bit. First of all of this you're saying is great, fine, dandy. I understand. I hear you. However, let's be 100% honest in evaluating, because we all know that men are not good communicators. So with that being said, how many of these men have indicated prior to the marriage that their reasoning for marriage is sex? Intimacy equals sex to them. We have to also consider that 90, I don't even know, let me not throw a number, but a vast majority of couples do not go through proper marriage counseling prior to getting married to work through some of these things, like a man sitting and writing out what his needs are, exactly what he sees things as, and the woman writing out what she sees it as. These are things you do in a marriage, in a good marriage pre-marriage counseling session or group of sessions. And so what I'm saying is, I understand this may be what they think, this may be in their heart, this may be reality to them, but the reality is that men are not communicating this. If I were to tell you when I got married the first time at the age of 19,
Right.
my husband then did not say that to me.
Right.
Had he told, and we went through premarital.
Right.
Obviously not a good
no,
one.
No, it's a terrible premarital. Christian counselors, 9 out of 10 of them need to rip up their papers and quit. Because for someone, now in the second segment, when we get to the second segment, I'm going to give you the 5 primary needs of men. You've never heard this before because Christian counselors are usually, they're just crap. They're absolutely crap. They have crap marriages themselves. And so they how the heck did you go through premarital? I want to ask who did it for you so I can go slap them, okay? But I benefited from their failure. Hallelujah. So maybe I should hug them instead, okay? But this is the reality. And the same happened with us is they did not just put it on the line that the reason why a man puts on a tuxedo and uncomfortable shoes, invites 5 of his friends and his mama to buy an ugly dress, and gets a preacher and a church and a honey and a moon and works 60 hours a week, will die younger at a younger age than his bride, takes responsibility for brats, is the only reason he does that, primary reason he does that is to get some booty, okay? And to get free booty, and it ain't free, okay? Because it's gonna cost him his entire life. And no, because Christian counselors don't just put that out there at the first, now you understand that this man is 28 years old. So
but I get it.
he's gonna need sex
but
10 times a week.
I get that. What I'm
Now you can
saying,
divvy that up any way you want to.
But I'm saying
2 on Saturday, okay, and 1 on Friday.
Saying is that must be previously communicated. And what I was saying to my point of going and getting married at 19, and you go through premarital. As a young woman, if my premarital would have said, or even my spouse to be would have said, these are my top reasons why I want to get married.
Right.
I would have adhered to that.
Wow.
What I'm saying is that we have to consider that possibly women, young women, or even middle-aged women who have not been in a relationship or have not been previously married, have not been told an honest truth from the male species.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Because I can honestly say my mother,
Right.
my grandmother,
Right.
my counselor,
Right.
nor my pastor at the time told me the reason he wants to marry you is for sex. That is the primary reason.
Primary.
No one, never heard it.
Never heard it.
Never heard it. That is something I figured out later in life after the divorce.
Right.
That's something I figured out.
I think I had
because for
I
women,
had some help with that.
As for women, like you said,
Yeah.
that isn't our primary reason for
Right.
marriage.
It is not.
And
that-
so if the 2 primary reasons are never honestly told
Or
expressed
expressed.
expressed in a setting where the 2 of them are working through what does marriage look like for us as a couple, if it's
Right.
never expressed by both sides, because I do believe women express truthfully what they're looking for or why they want to get married.
And I agree.
More so than men.
I agree. I think that men are chicken feces.
Yeah.
Men are chicken feces. Did you see how I did that? Chicken feces is they are afraid to say, now look here, look here. The number one reason why I am agreeing to provide and protect is for sex. That's the number one. Now, there's other. I got, in the second segment, we're going to get there. I'm going to do all 5 of them, the 5 primary needs. But the number one need for a man is sex. And I think why we're in this desert is because the women are being sold a bill of goods. They think that he wants a companion and he wants a sex partner. They think that he wants primarily a partner.
Yeah.
But every high value man I've ever met is not looking for their wife to be their partner. In most cases, they already have a business partner.
I totally agree. I do think that women think that, but I also think men think what men think.
And that we haven't had a dialogue.
They think that women are getting with them primarily for sex because that's what they think.
Right.
I think it goes both ways because no one actually has a conversation, an honest conversation. And I put a lot of this back on like mothers, fathers, bad dads, bad moms. I
think American parents are just nervous. I mean, particularly Christian-related church.
No. But we can't stand and hide behind that.
Right.
Christian or not, a relationship is a relationship. Whether you're saved, whether you're unsaved, whether you serve God, whether you serve the devil, a relationship is still 2 people coming together with 2 different mindsets, 2 different backgrounds, 2 different histories, and trying to become one.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Christianity has nothing to do with the fact of the matter is that, either A, these 2 young people that are coming together to get married were not properly parented.
Right.
Because believe you me, my child will not get married without the full knowledge of what is expected from the opposite sex. And she will hear it from me.
And when we do premarital, we're very clear about the needs of the man, and we're very clear about establishing a needs list. An honest one, an honest one, because so often Christians just I just want someone to pray for me. I just want a woman who prays for me.
Yeah, we'll just be like, BS.
Shut up.
BS.
Shut up.
We call BS.
We call BS.
We call it.
Okay, and because we hear all this stuff. If you're so blessed if you have a woman who prays for you. No. I can get on a prayer line, an African prayer line, and I can get them African angels Paula be talking about to be fighting for me. Okay, so but I can't do that. It's nice to I'm glad you pray for me, but you were praying for me before we married. Mm-hmm. Not at this level, I'm sure, but I wonder, because we were friends before we married, so when I was going through something, you would pray for me.
Yep.
Okay? But it's a different level of need. Marriage is a different level of intimacy. Okay, guys, we need you to we need you to hit the like button, mash the like button. I want you to subscribe. Whatever platform you're working on right now, I want you to subscribe, and we want you to share. The more you do on that algorithm, the better off we'll be, because YouTube will allow more people to see it, and we need your help with that. Likes are for free. They don't cost you nothing. We're going to get to this next segment in a minute. Next segment, what are you going to say, baby?
Nothing. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with more on Love the Real Hills.
Join Dr. Chris Hill at Higher Level Denver. Inspirational, motivational, and elevational. At Higher Level, journey with us in reaching your highest potential in God.
Because when you go up, I go up too. When you get a promotion, I get a promotion too. When you go higher, we started at the bottom, now where? Everybody's going up. I need somebody who knows I'm going up. I'm going up with my family. I'm going up with my children. I'm going up with my church. We're all going up.
Join Dr. Chris Hill at Higher Level Denver this Sunday at 10 a.m. Higher Level Denver at the Roar Center, 3035 South Parker Road, Aurora, Colorado, 80014. See all that we're doing on the web at www.higherleveldenver.org.
Welcome back, everybody. We are back from our break, and this discussion is getting real.
Wow.
It's getting deep. But you know what? In our commercial break, I got a question.
Okay.
Someone posed a question. I think it's a really good one, and I would like to hear it from both the male perspective and the female perspective.
Okay.
So the question I got on our break was, is sex equal to money?
Okay.
We're talking about the currency of intimacy.
Currency of intimacy.
Some people were saying they feel like men equivalent their money to sex. Like they're giving money and that should equal they get sex. What do men, from a man's perspective, what do you guys say about this?
Okay, where's my camera? It's right there? Is that right there, Chris? Okay. Yes. Sex equals money, and money is congruent to sex. See, if I buy you flowers, okay, what are you gonna do? Buy me flowers?
No.
What's the payback? The payback is I buy you, you love roses, okay? You love roses, and so I'm gonna buy you roses every week that we're actually home the whole week to enjoy them, okay? Now, and when I buy you roses, what do? I give you the roses, what do?
Nothing, because I've already paid. You're paying me back. That's why I got the roses. You're paying me back for all the meals, for taking care of the kids, making sure all the house is clean,
See.
making sure. So you're just paying me back for what I've already done. I'm just telling you, this is how women see it.
I know, and I
This
see
is
it.
how women
This
see
is
it.
why
The
75% of black women are single. This is why 31% divorce rate for black women. So there's more black women getting divorced than there are getting married.
So would you say that again? You said 71%.
75%
75.
of black women will never marry
Will never marry.
because they have that mindset. And then of the women that are married, 31% of them is getting divorced. Because men don't think like that. Men do not operate like that. They don't think like that. And when I buy you flowers, that is not for past meals. That is not for the past, okay? That is paying it forward. I'm paying it forward.
And see, there we are, guys. And this is what I was saying, is there is completely a difference of thought.
Yes.
And thought process between men and women. This is why it's so important for
To
us
have
to
a-
have
have
these
a dialogue.
conversations, because women are thinking, well, this week, from Monday to Saturday,
Yes.
you bought me flowers on Saturday.
Yes.
From Sunday to Saturday, I have taken the kids to school
Yes.
5 times. I have prepared, 5 times 3, I've prepared 15 meals.
That ain't reality.
I have done-
That's your reality. But most of them ain't preparing nothing. They going to Chick-fil-A.
Even that, hold up, we'll modernize it.
all right.
We'll modernize it. I have stopped. I have made the phone call and asked what it is you would like to eat for dinner, and stopped and grabbed it or picked it up along the way home and prepared it for you in the comfort of your nice, comfy couch while watching a wonderful football game that I join you on the couch and watch, even though I don't really like it. Okay, this is what they're thinking.
That's what because you
They're going,
love football.
but I like sports, so
You do.
I'm different. I don't care. I'm not
Okay,
talking for
all right.
me. I'm talking for
Speak for
the
'em.
greater women, the majority of women.
I'm with you.
They have not only done that, on top of that, they have cleaned the house. They have done multiple loads of laundry for you. the children and the dog, okay? They have also set up whatever they paid bills, managed the household, whatever it is they do. So when they receive the flowers, they're like, oh my God, he saw everything I did this week. He appreciates me. Wow, thank you so much for appreciating me for all those things I did all week long. That is what a woman is thinking. Not that you brought the flowers, disacknowledging all of the other things they did throughout the week, that this flower gift is a pay, like, ooh, I'm bringing you flowers. Now give me what I want.
Okay.
You see, that's just how they think.
Yeah,
I'm just,
I get it. We have to discuss
bringing the two mindsets
the
together.
two mindsets together without the woman feeling like
Taken advantage of, misused, underappreciated.
underappreciated. Now, see, here's the thing, is the men feel the same way.
I'm sure they do.
When I talk to the man, because he doesn't want flowers back. If you ask him, would you rather have dinner or would you rather have sex?
He's gonna pick sex.
He's
every
like,
time.
you can give me some chicken nuggets up in this piece. Just make sure you get the right sauce, okay? It's women are equating something that they think is really, it's important to them, okay? Many a man has had sex in a dirty room. Okay, some of the best sex you ever had, you had in a room that you would not bring your mama into, and you would not even eat in that room. But you're like, oh, this girl is nasty, but she sure is nasty, okay? and that's the thing. See,
True,
and so
true.
we have a disconnect of, because really, I do see the problem, because we deal with so many couples, and he buys her flowers, and he is expecting sex.
Yeah.
And she's saying these flowers should be applied to all the things that she has done that he does not care about.
But he does.
He does, but not as much as he
sex.
cares about having sex.
Exactly.
Okay, and that's the thing, because we don't have that dialogue before we get married, not usually in Christian settings, because, you know, the people in the Catholic world are talking to a Catholic priest who's not supposed to have sex, okay? I didn't say he didn't, I said he's not supposed to. And then, or are they talking to some Christian person in the Protestant side that is afraid to have an honest conversation to say to that man, okay, so now when I buy you flowers, okay, most men are trying to set up the next few days. So let's take it, flowers is easy. He buys you a car.
He getting some for that.
An automobile.
The average woman would give the man sex for an automobile.
So is that hoeing?
Not if you're married.
Is that tricking?
Not if you're married.
A lot of women feel like, oh, no, you did all this, so now you feel like you have.
But the real disconnect here is the value. If I buy you flowers, does that equal 3 days of sex? Where if I buy you an automobile, does that equate to a whole month of sex 3 times a day, or whenever I ask for it because I brought you an automobile? So the disconnect between the male and the female is the equivalence. What does this equal? And that's why I think there's a disconnect. Men say this equals that. Women say this equals that. It's such a huge gap on what equals what, where we have to really take that out. I feel like in a relationship.
Take out what?
We have to take out that this equals that, and just understand one another. Understand women, as women, we just need to understand this is who men are. This is what they do. This is what they need. And don't put a equation
A value judgment.
or a value to
Right.
everything you do. And men the same.
Right.
Men are very much more so like that than women. Women do it a little bit, but not as much. Men do, well, I gave you
I washed
this.
the car.
Yes,
I put gas in your tank.
exactly.
When you turned on the lights, they
And
came
they want
on.
it equal, so I did 3 things. I want 3 things from you.
I provided,
Yeah.
and if someone comes up in this house, I'm gonna run downstairs and fight them. Okay, so I'm providing and I'm protecting, and then, now we got a crazy world now because gender roles is messed up because now we have women who are both providing and in some cases protecting too. She got a CDL too. Okay?
CDL, that's a truck driving.
What's the other one?
CCW.
CCW, concealed
He
carry.
don't know because he don't have
Yeah,
one.
I don't have
But
e-
I do.
I don't have either one. Because,
But I still don't feel like the protector.
No.
There are women who have those abilities, but it doesn't mean they take on the role as that. I don't take on the role as the protector, although I do have a CCW, although I do know how to shoot a number of weapons. I do know how to use a number of weapons. I don't take on the role as protector, is what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, for men, it's I did A, B, and C.
Right.
They think there should be an equal A, B, and C.
because there is nothing that woman can do for him.
But there are.
Nothing.
There are things
There's
that
nothing.
she does that are his requests.
They may be his requests, but they're the only thing that she can do for him that he cannot pay someone else to do without being in trouble with Jesus is sex. She makes my favorite meal. So does his mama.
Maybe.
Okay?
Come from my family. Mama don't know how to cook.
Well, somebody, Patty
Saying.
can make, Patty makes a good, what that thing she make?
The peach
Patty,
cobbler.
Patty, she can make that peach cobbler too, okay? So we have to equate what he thinks is equal, because if you buy me some flowers,
But that's what I'm saying.
Back.
Instead of equating.
I'm gonna be so disgusted.
But instead of equating, can we just understand
Yeah.
that for a man, everything equals sex? Everything
Now,
equals
as
sex.
he ages, ladies, as he ages, this is going to calm down. You want to pluck these guys in their 20s. You want to get them in their early 30s.
They're gonna be maniacs.
They are sperm factories. God has made them to produce billions of spermatozoa every single day. Every single day. God gave them billions of spermatozoa, and within our Christian context, we have one place to put it. Okay? So if you're saying I'm going to be available on the 28th between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, what is he supposed to do? He's in the sex desert, and that's why when the young unmarried men, particularly who are African American, are going to their uncles and their brothers, and they're expecting him to say, yeah, man, woo, we were swinging from the chandelier last night. That's not what the men are saying. The men are saying, stay out there, young blood. They don't say young blood no more?
No.
No? Okay.
I don't know what they say. I don't
They
go
say,
to uncle.
stay out there. Because see, we reduced the OnlyFans, completely OF, completely transactional. Okay, transactional, you pays your money and you play. The whole porn world is very simple. They get your credit card information and they'll do what you want done. The strip club, okay, and the whole thing there. Then you want me to move over into move over into sex with one person and I'm not going to get out of it what my money, what my attention and my time. And that's why men are just saying, never mind.
Yeah, so as women, what I'm saying to you is we have to understand that for men, everything equals sex. So what you have to do is just let it go. Let it go.
Let it go what?
There's something I teach my daughter. She doesn't know the full extent yet because I'm waiting for her 18th birthday.
Now remember, she's watching.
I'm waiting for her 18th birthday. But there's something that I say to her all the time. I say, that's just males.
Come on.
And I've been saying it to her purposely since she was a child.
Right.
Because I'm training her without her even knowing that I'm training her for once a day comes that she is to be married to a man. There are some things that no matter what we do, what we say, how we flip it, how we change it, it's just males. Just like there are things that are just female.
Yeah.
It's just what they do. Men, for example, men are just gross. They're gross.
What?
They'll scratch and they'll sniff it. That's men. That's what males do. They're gross. They'll pick their ears and then go eat some chips and suck on the finger that they picked their ears with.
Oh, man.
It's just what males do. They're not conscious. They go to the bathroom and don't flush. It's just what males do.
Oh, man.
They, when they come in the house, they leave a trail. You know exactly where they are because you see the shoes, the socks, the pants, the shirt. As you're traveling through, it's just males. And so what I've been doing over the years in my daughter's life is when men do things that are just men things, I say, oh, girl, that's just males. So that when she's older and she's with a man, those things, what she'll say is, oh, that's just men.
See, and this is interesting.
And it helps her to not have that negative dynamic with her spouse to be, or whoever she gets with. She's not going to have an issue with these things. We sit with so many couples who fight. They are in blows for blows fights over the fact that the man leaves a trail of clothes. When I'm saying to the woman, girl, that's just what men do. Mm-hmm. And so realizing that over my years, that there are just things that men do. It's the way they were created. It's in their DNA. They're not going to change. You are not going to change them. You don't have that ability. It's the way God made them. So with that thought in my mind, I'm like, how do I teach this to my daughter so that when she's older and with a man and in a relationship, these things don't affect her, so it doesn't become a problem in the relationship? So I'm training her with little things like that. When her brother, when he does laundry and he like cleans out the little vent and he drops the stuff all on the floor and she comes in
the little
like,
lint guard.
The little lint thing, yeah. And it is everywhere, but in the trash. She's like, well, I know who did this, just a male. She just picks it up and throws it away because over the years I've trained her that these aren't things we're gonna get upset about because these are things that we cannot change and we have no control over. And so what we have to do, women. So
that's not counting. We're almost out of time in this segment. Yeah. But what about accountability for the male?
We can give accountability, and we can come back and talk about that because that we need a little time to talk about that accountability. Yes, there is accountability for the male. Yes, I have some really good insight on when and where we should hold them accountable. But we have to take a quick break right now, and we'll be right back. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and keep putting your comments in the comment box. We want to hear from you. We want you to send in your questions. We love it, and we'll be right back after this short commercial.
Higher Level Denver is here. Join us as we go to the higher level. Higher Level Denver, with Dr. Chris Hill.
But I'm about to get real free. Free in my mind, free in my body, free in my past, free in my future. I need a free person to give God a free praise right here.
We are friends of God, friends of man, and friends of humanity. Transform your life. Find your voice. Get ready to roar. Join Dr. Chris Hill at Higher Level Denver this Sunday at 10 a.m. Higher Level Denver at the Roar Center, 3035 South Parker Road, Aurora, Colorado, 80014. See all that we're doing on the web at www.higherleveldenver.org.
We're back.
We're back. Oh my gosh, this is so awesome.
Well, before break, we were talking about, okay, so you're saying there are certain things that are just male.
Yeah.
That just men do. We leave a trail from the door to wherever we sat down. We do that. And you can either lose your mind trying to, or there's some stuff you have to accept. But then where does the accountability for the male come in?
Well, women, we have to be very selective at what we're going to hold the men accountable for.
Wow.
I'm not holding a man accountable for the lint in the dryer. It's just not worth it. It's not worth the battle.
That's fair.
I'm going to hold him accountable if he says, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to make sure the bills are paid. I'm going to get up every day and go to work, and I'm going to bring home the check. That's what I'm going to hold him accountable for.
Okay.
So that, in that sense, that leaves, I'm not allowing him, if he said this is what he's doing and this is what we agreed to and this is what it was when we got married, I'm not allowing him to, after we get married, suddenly lose his job, suddenly no call, no show.
Right.
Suddenly, oh, I'm too
Once
tired.
he sees how good you are at bringing in, now he want to be a
He wants to relax.
He want to be a skateboarder
Yeah.
at 45.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I'm not doing that. We're not going to do that, ladies. We're going to hold them accountable to being good fathers to their children.
Wow.
We're going to hold them accountable to, protecting the house, protecting, us as a family unit. We're going to hold them accountable to making sure that we are sitting under a spiritual leader that is good for him so that it's good for us.
Wow.
Those are the things we're going to hold him accountable for. There are other little things, and every household dynamic is different. There
Completely,
are
right.
some men. I have a good friend whose husband is literally OCD, and she is not. And so he enjoys cleaning. He
Right.
enjoys those things. And that's what they agreed to prior to marriage.
Right.
And so she does hold him. Well, you said you were going to do the laundry because you like doing laundry. And I don't have time for laundry. We talked about that beforehand. We established that. So I'm holding you accountable to that. That's one thing. But what I'm saying is, women, we just have to be very selective about the things that actually matter.
Good.
Is this thing going to impact my life? Is the lint being on the floor impacting my life so badly that I need to hold a man accountable for the lint being on the floor?
Right.
No, it is not. And so that's what I'm saying. It takes a little bit of maturity on our part to pick and choose and not be nitpicky.
So you're saying pick your battles.
Pick them.
Pick your battles. What is important? We're holding men accountable to provide, to protect at his level. And what I really like is what you're saying is that discussions need to be had.
Yeah.
You got to have these discussions. Everybody is so enamored with the wedding that they're not thinking about the marriage. Okay? And so you can tell me how many bridesmaids you had, and you can tell me what the colors were, but you can't tell me what did you guys agree on before you married. Now, with millennials, what's really interesting is millennials are getting premarital. about 33%. So that leaves 77% of millennials are not getting premarital counseling. Now, but as we go lower, once we get to Generation Z, we get to the Zennials, we get to the Z, and half of them are getting premarital.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're moving in the right direction of people getting counseling before they make this kind of jump. And the divorce rate in America is going down. See, no one will say that because they get for some reason they get a buzz out of scaring people to death about marriage. Now, the marriage rates, however, are going down. People are getting married later, they're getting married more mature, they're getting married when they have more money, okay? And the more educated you are, the chances of you having a divorce go down.
Yeah.
Because it is...
The more educated you are, the more you understand the more you understand what is reality.
What matters.
What matters.
And now, but I want to bring it all the way back around, is because what matters to that man is sex.
Well, we've really talked about men. I want to talk about from a women's perspective.
Okay, so
specifically
the
on
currency
sex,
of
sex
intimacy
equal to money.
Okay.
Because I know there's a lot of women out there who feel a different way. They feel like the comparison objectifies women. Comparing intimacy to currency is objectifying. I mean, have you heard this? Have you seen this?
Yeah, and I don't care. Because they'll be divorced in 5 years. Because they don't understand men.
Exactly.
Or they're trying to turn a man into a woman. And now we got another issue. Okay, we got another issue. But how can a woman, let me ask you this before you answer that. How can you live with a man for a year and haven't had sex with him?
Now that I don't understand. And I don't know how many cases there are of
thousands. Right now, thousands.
I would say probably they don't.
Of so-called Christian women.
They don't have any intimacy.
They have had no intimacy.
But I mean, and I'm saying they haven't had any intimacy if they've not had sex. And intimacy isn't only sex. So there obviously is no intimacy in any form or fashion, because if there were any other intimacies happening, there would be sex. So that's...
All right, now walk me through that. Back up and walk me through that from a woman's... So intimacy for a woman, help me.
It's not transactional only.
Okay.
You know, intimacy for a woman is taking time to spend with them. And let's just go out, the two of us, and spend time together. Let's go walk in the park, or let's go do something, just the two of us, where we have time to just talk to each other and have a deeper conversation with each other that doesn't involve, work and money and, just them. That's intimacy for a woman. Intimacy for a woman is an emotional connection.
An emotional connection.
Am I emotionally bonded to you? Do I have an emotional bond? Do I have opportunity where I can express myself with you emotionally and feel safe? That's another type of intimacy that women view as intimacy. So for women, intimacy is not just sex. There are all these other components to intimacy that even lead to sex for a woman, especially the later they get in age. And I know these things because I have friends who are much older, and purposely so, because I wanted to have that knowledge. And I have women have told me, you know, the older they get, the more of the other intimacies have to happen for their bodies and mind to line up to be even ready
Right.
for sex as intimacy.
And this is, I'm hearing a lot of this, is that he just wants me to,
Be ready.
boom.
And it's like,
Be ye
hello, I'm
also ready.
47. My hormones have adjusted.
Or 37 is I'm not in the mood. And so what I'm hearing from the men is, well, I wasn't in the mood to go to work at 7 either.
And they would be like, this day and age, neither was I, but I got up and went to work. Just like you did. And I'm just speaking from this day and age because this day and age couple are both working,
Yes.
mostly.
Yes.
They're both working. They have children that they're raising. They both have
Dogs.
They have animals and pets. They have life, you know, family. And if they are educated and they make a good living, they're also both helping to support their family.
Right.
Their extended families.
Right.
So that isn't even
And men
argument
are
that-
cooking now.
Yep, there are men who
Men
love
who
to cook, who
cook.
enjoy it.
Men are cleaning, doing laundry.
Yeah. And so that's not an argument
Taking
day
care of
and
the
age,
kids.
This day and age that men can even use anymore because it's like, well, so did I. But you want me to do all of the things you're doing
Right.
and do all the things as if I'm not doing all the things you're doing as well.
And like it.
Yes, and be happy.
And like it.
And not
Be into it.
Yeah, and not even to discount, like, you know, men don't even think about the fact that when a woman hits the age of 35, her entire hormonal body ecology changes, begins a big change. I mean, stuff is happening every which way inside their bodies. They're trying to figure it out. They don't know where it's coming from, why it's happening. They don't know how to deal with it. They're trying to figure out from this doctor and this internet and that social media and this TikTok and what can I do to, and granted, the women don't like it.
Right.
They want to be back the way they were at 23, where they could just, I'm ready in a second. The
Right.
thought of you, boom, I'm ready. They want that. They just don't.
And then at 55,
It's even different.
we've got another change happen.
Exactly. And
55, 60 if you're lucky.
And those things have to be accounted. They can't be discounted by the male.
Right.
Just like women don't discount men when they get to an age where, you know, now men are struggling with ED.
Straight up.
Men are struggling with, you know, but men want women to do all these extra things to make it happen for him.
Right.
But when it's vice versa, men don't want to understand that they need to do all these other things to make it happen for her.
Wow.
It's that, you know, we've talked about it on our podcast. It's that double standard that men have. And
You said that too clean. So what she's trying to say is
too clean.
is that when you got that ED and you need some
Support.
extra hello
To get you ready.
Ready, you know, somebody got to, you know,
Gotta do some extra
pump you up.
extracurricular activities.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to do nothing because black men don't do that. White, you know, we don't do that. No. But you will reap what you sow.
Ha!
Okay.
Come on and say that again.
You will reap what you sow. If you don't do no extra, you can't get no extra.
I mean,
Okay?
and that's
And you may need
need
extra
it.
later.
You're gonna need
You
it
may
later.
need it, dude. You may need it. Viagra and Cialis is good, but you know, you know, you might need some touching and some rubbing and some other things. Hallelujah. And you better give to get. Okay? You better give to get. What you put in today, you'll reap tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay?
And so that to me is where women are coming from. They're like, hold up. Yes, I'm 50 now. And yes, you're complaining that we only have sex once every 6 months.
Jesus.
Yes, we are, because you refuse to do what is necessary for me to get there, because you want to discount.
Right. Okay.
All of the
me
changes that I've
let me
had.
throw another scenario. Because I agree with you. We're in this equal world where you work, I do the kids, I pick up kids. We're blessed.
Kids.
Our kids is grown and driving. Okay. So it's a little different for us at this point. But there was a point where got to pick
Picking
them
up
up
from-
and drop
drop
them
'em off
off
to school,
and
pick 'em
get them to
up,
soccer.
then activities.
And the volleyball and the football. And, then our kids are in college. They were already in college courses before.
So then the different
we
college
got two campuses. We got the high school campus, we got the college campus, and we're working off that. But let's examine a world, because I'm seeing this too, particularly with the women who are married to men who are in the top 2%, 3%, where she does not have to work
Now, if in the case where she doesn't have to work
outside the home.
outside the home, I mean, it's a little different, but that still does not mean that at a certain point in her DNA-ological, this is my word, denological,
Okay.
DNA-ology, bodyology, okay,
Physiology.
does not mean that things don't change for her.
Right.
And it does not mean that it may take more areas of intimacy to get her to that place, is what I'm saying. It doesn't mean, and I know a lot of men just assume that she doesn't want it. They just assume that. She don't want it. She don't want to do nothing. She ain't trying to give me none. No, it doesn't mean that. I talk to a lot of women who have gone here, been here, done that, and moved on and way past the age, and almost 9 out of 10 of them will say literally, it's not that I don't want to. In my mind, I want to. In my heart, I want to. It's just not coming together.
Right.
And so we have to be able to understand that and work through that. When you have a partner who understands that things change and is willing to work with you and talk with you through it and work through it, you going to the hormone doctor and you talking to this one and you doing this and, oh, let's try out this. They gave me this. This cream might work. This ointment, these pills might help. The man has to be just as open and willing to work through that with them, understanding. But if she comes to that man letting him know that this is an issue and he's shutting her down, or he's not trying to hear it, and he doesn't look at it as a serious thing because he's not there yet in his journey,
Right.
that's where we run into the issue.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I like this. This has been really good because just to recap these few moments we have together is that we have to define intimacy.
We have to define it.
So the guy has to define what he means by intimacy. She has to define what she means by intimacy.
Honestly.
And do it honestly. Throw all that church crap out the window, okay? I don't want to hear about the Holy Ghost. I don't want to hear about the angels. I want to hear about the real or the real deal. Or we're going to run into trouble. And so once we define needs in terms of what intimacy is, and each women are so different. Women are so different. There's a combination lock for each, and then that combination will change as we age and progress. And you put all this responsibility on her shoulders, and her head hits that pillow, and she's out like a light, and you standing there lit high and dry, okay? But maybe, how can I make it so that you're not so exhausted coming to bed? How can I mitigate that? We have to have all these conversations and have them honestly so that I agree with you. I don't think that money equals sex. I don't. You know that. But in terms of so many men that feel like they're not being appreciated, but if we're at a place where we have been months where that guy has not had sex with his wife, we're in trouble. And you can speak in tongues all you want. You can call the pastor all you want. You can do whatever you want to do. It's not going. We need to have a real conversation so that we can close up that breach and really come together and fight on the same footing so that we can be successful in every regard.
That's right. Well, it's been another great episode on Love the Real Healers.
I can't wait to hear the comments.
We're so grateful you came in to watch tonight. We will see you next time right here, Sunday night, 7 p.m. on Love the Real Heels.
We love you. Take care.